All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Sarabjit Kaur and with me is Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for centre and states to work together as a team and rise above politics to combat COVID pandemic. Over 41 crore 52 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country so far. More than 30 crore loans worth 15 lakh 97,000 crore rupees sanctioned under Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. CBDT extends last date for electronic filing of income tax forms 15CA and 15CB till 15th August. Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya Selection Test 2021 to be conducted on 11th of next month. IMD warns of heavy rain in Pune, Raigad, Ratnagiri, Kolhapur and Satara districts of Maharashtra during next 3 days. Orange alert issued for Mumbai. Festival of Sacrifice, Eid-ul-Azha being celebrated in different parts of the country today. And in cricket, India beat Sri Lanka by 3 wickets in the second ODI to clinch the series in Colombo. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also to help others to get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki doori for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with floor leaders of all parties from both houses of parliament yesterday evening to keep them informed of the trajectory of COVID-19 in India and the public health response to the pandemic. He thanked all leaders for participating in the meeting and giving very practical inputs and suggestions. He added that inputs from different parts of the country help immensely in policy design. Mr. Modi said the pandemic should not be a matter of politics and is a matter of concern for the entire humanity. He added that mankind has not seen such a pandemic in the last 100 years. Mr. Modi also spoke about the efforts being made to ensure 1 oxygen plant in every district across the country. Prime Minister informed leaders about the rising speed of India's vaccination program and how the first 10 crore doses took around 85 days while the last 10 crore doses have taken 24 days. Mr. Modi stressed the need to properly plan the vaccination drives at the district level based on the advance availability indicated by the central government to ensure no inconvenience to the people. He said that it is a matter of concern that a significant number of healthcare workers and frontline workers are yet to get the vaccine even after 6 months since the drive commenced, and added that states need to be more proactive towards this. Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia has said that the Narendra Modi government is working with full responsibility in dealing with the challenges of COVID-19 pandemic, and its aim is to save the lives of the people.
विपक्ष के नेताओं के साथ फ्लोर पर बातचीत करते हुए कहा था कि चर्चा सकारात्मक होनी चाहिए, चर्चा में कोई अच्छा सुझाव आए जैसे भविष्य में हम अगले दिनों की तैयारी भी कर सके और कुछ ऐसा निष्कर्ष निकले जिस पेंडेमिक में हमें उपयोगी हो। लेकिन चर्चा प्रारंभ हुई तब से कोई न कोई जगह पे पॉलिटिक्स हो जाता है। लेकिन मोदी जी ने कहा, हमारे सरकार के सभी साथियों ने कहा है, सार्वजनिक तौर पर भी कहा है कि ये क्राइसिस ये पॉलिटिक्स का रीजन नहीं बननी चाहिए।
Mr. Mandavia was replying to a discussion in the Rajya Sabha on the management of COVID-19 pandemic, implementation of the vaccination policy and challenges of a possible third wave.
जब तीसरी वेव की बात आती है तब क्या 130 करोड़ की जनता, सभी सरकारें, देश के आम नागरिक साथ में मिलकर तय करें कि हम देश में तीसरी वेव नहीं आने दें। हमारा संकल्प, मोदी जी का मार्गदर्शन हमें तीसरी वेव से बचा सकता है, हमें संकल्प करना है। और इसलिए माननीय सभापति जी, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने ये बात को स्वीकारते हुए 20 बार राज्यों से बातचीत की है, मीटिंग की है, उसका सुझाव लिया है और सुझाव के आधार पर जो निकला है, इस तरह से एक क्राइसिस का सामना किया है। इस तरह से सुझाव में जब मुख्यमंत्री लेवल से कोई विषय रखा जाता है तो मोदी जी ने विषय को गंभीरता से लिया है।
On the status of vaccination, Mr. Mandavia said that manufacturing of COVID vaccines in the country is being ramped up and currently on an average 50 lakh vaccine doses are being administered to the beneficiaries per day. He said the government is making all-out efforts to provide vaccination to every eligible person.
थर्ड वेव में बच्चों के लिए व्यवस्था होनी चाहिए। इंडिया की 2 कंपनी जाइडस कैडिला, उन्होंने बच्चों पर ट्रायल शुरू कर दिया है। भारत बायोटेक ने बच्चों पर ट्रायल शुरू कर दिया है। मुझे इनफॉर्मल जो इन्फॉर्मेशन मिली है, मैं उसके साथ टच में रहता हूँ। अच्छी तरह से सक्सेसफुली ट्रायल चल रही है। हम अपेक्षा करते हैं कि उसकी ट्रायल सक्सेस रहे और देश के बच्चों को भी टीका लगे। इस दिशा में हम गति से काम कर रहे हैं।
India's cumulative COVID vaccination coverage has surpassed 41 crore 52 lakh. The Union Health Ministry said more than 31 lakh 79,000 vaccine doses were administered yesterday. The new phase of universalization of COVID-19 vaccination commenced from 21st of last month. More than 15 lakh vaccine doses were administered as the first dose and over 1,36,000 doses were given as the second dose in the age group of 18 to 44 years yesterday. The government has said that 2/3 of the general population had SARS-CoV-2 antibodies. Briefing reporters in New Delhi yesterday, ICMR DG Dr. Balram Bhargav said the 4th round of National Sero Survey was conducted in 70 districts in June and July. He said more than half of the children between 6 and 17 years were seropositive. Mr. Bhargav said the survey clearly shows that there is a ray of hope and no room for complacency.
The survey design was slightly different from the earlier sero surveys in the sense that we have included children in this sero survey from 6 to 17 years of age as well as adults, the general population, which is 28,975 individuals. We also studied the healthcare workers, which were 7,252 individuals, and this was done in the same 70 districts as the first survey, second survey and the third survey in 21 states.
According to the survey, around 40 crore population of the country is still vulnerable to COVID-19. The survey was conducted over 28,975 individuals, apart from 7,252 healthcare workers. The COVID helpline numbers are available on our website www.newsonair.gov.in.
In Gujarat, the vaccination count has crossed the 3 crore mark with more than 4 lakh people receiving their shot yesterday. The State Health Department has said more than 98,42,000 doses have been administered to beneficiaries in the 18 to 44 years category. Meanwhile, the state reported 29 cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. A report on this from our correspondent.
No fresh casualties due to COVID-19 were reported in the state yesterday. With 61 patients getting discharged from various hospitals yesterday, the recovery rate of the state now stands at 98.73%. There are currently 411 active cases of COVID-19 in the state, of which 5 patients are in critical condition. Meanwhile, water parks and swimming pools were opened with 60% capacity from yesterday. Also, non-AC buses were allowed to operate with 100% capacity, while AC buses were allowed to operate with 75% capacity from yesterday. Aparna Khun, AR News, Ahmedabad.
Chhattisgarh government has decided to resume classes in schools and colleges in view of the improving situation of COVID infection in the state. More details from our Raipur correspondent.
In the State Cabinet meeting held yesterday, it was decided that the classes of 10th and 12th in schools will start from 2nd of August. However, conducting classes in schools would depend on the consent of parents. In rural areas, local Gram Panchayats can take a decision in consultation with parents, while in urban areas, local body representatives and parents would decide about holding classes in schools. These classes will be conducted with 50% attendance of students. Besides, classes in universities and colleges will also resume from 2nd August with 50% attendance of students. Students will attend classes on alternate days. Online classes will also continue. Vikalp Shukla, AIR News, Raipur.
Government has said that over 30 crore loans amounting to 15,97,000 crore rupees have been sanctioned under the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana since inception of the scheme in April 2015. Under the scheme, institutional credit up to 10 lakh rupees is provided for entrepreneur activities to micro and small business units. Minister of State for Finance, Dr. Bhagwat Kishan Rao Karad said this in a written reply to a question in the Rajya Sabha yesterday. He said over 11.29 crore loans amounting to 6,41,000 crore rupees have been disbursed across the country during the financial year 2019-20 and 2020-21.
Central Board of Direct Taxes (CBDT) has granted further relaxation in electronic filing of income tax forms 15CA and 15CB and extended the date of filing from 15th July to 15th of August 2021. The taxpayers can now submit these forms in manual format to the authorized dealers till 15th of next month. CBDT said that authorized dealers are advised to accept such forms for the purpose of foreign remittances. A facility will be provided on the new e-filing portal to upload these forms at a later date for the purpose of generation of the document identification number. As per the Income Tax Act 1961, there is a requirement to furnish Form 15CA and 15CB electronically. Presently, taxpayers upload Form 15CA along with the Chartered Accountant Certificate in Form 15CB wherever applicable on the e-filing portal before submitting the copy to the authorized dealer for any foreign remittance. A person making remittance to a non-resident or a foreign company has to submit Form 15CA. It is used as a tool for collecting information of payments which are chargeable to tax in the hands of the recipient non-resident. Form 15CB is the form which is required to be signed by a chartered accountant. The Joint Secretary in the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Vikram Sahai, has said that the Digital Media Ethics Code for OTT platforms and digital news publishers keeps the citizen at the heart of the grievance redressal mechanism. He said the rules establish a soft-touch co-regulatory architecture involving a code of ethics and a three-tier grievance redressal framework for publishers on digital media. Mr. Sahai was addressing a webinar on Digital Media Ethics Code organized by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting for the stakeholders in the northern states and union territories of Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh and Himachal Pradesh.
In Madhya Pradesh, Gwalior and Orchha cities have been selected by UNESCO under Historic Urban Landscape Project, which was started in the year 2011 for the inclusive and well-planned development of fast-growing historical cities while preserving their culture and heritage. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan virtually launched UNESCO's Historic Urban Landscape Project for Gwalior and Orchha cities of the state through video conferencing. More on this from our Bhopal correspondent.
Chief Minister said that 6 cities of South Asia, including Ajmer and Varanasi in India, are already involved in this project. Orchha and Gwalior have been included as the 7th and 8th cities. The development and management plan of these cities will be prepared by UNESCO. This project will help MP tourism get a new dimension. Additional employment opportunities will also be created along with development of tourism. The cities will be jointly developed by UNESCO, Government of India and Madhya Pradesh by focusing on their historical and cultural improvement. Pooja Pivardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for centre and states to work together as a team and rise above politics to combat COVID pandemic. Over 41 crore 52 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country so far. More than 30 crore loans worth 15,97,000 crore rupees sanctioned under Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. CBDT extends last date for electronic filing of income tax forms 15CA and 15CB till 15th of August. Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya Selection Test 2021 to be conducted on the 11th of next month. IMD warns of heavy rain in Pune, Raigad, Ratnagiri, Kolhapur and Satara districts of Maharashtra in the next 3 days. Orange alert issued for Mumbai. Festival of Sacrifice, Eid al-Adha, being celebrated in different parts of the country today. And in cricket, India beat Sri Lanka by 3 wickets in the second ODI to clinch the series in Colombo. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya Selection Test 2021 will be conducted on 11th of next month by following all COVID protocols. In a series of tweets, the Education Ministry said the test will be conducted for the selection of over 47,000 candidates in more than 11,000 centres. Over 24 lakh candidates have registered for the test. It will be for the selection of students for admission to Class 6th for the session 2021-22 in Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas in all states and union territories. Bharat Broadband Network Limited has invited global tender for the development of BharatNet through public-private partnership model in 9 separate packages across 16 states. Under this project, the government will provide a maximum grant of 19,041 crore rupees as viability gap funding. The project will cover an estimated 3,61,000 villages across Kerala, Karnataka, Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh. The Ministry of Communications said the scope of BharatNet has now been enhanced to connect all the inhabited villages of the country to around 6,43,000.
A Mumbai court has remanded businessman Raj Kundra to police custody till 23rd of July in a case related to alleged creation of pornographic films and publishing them through some apps. Kundra, the husband of actor Shilpa Shetty, was arrested Monday night by the City Police's crime branch after being booked under relevant sections of the Indian Penal Code and the Information Technology Act. The festival of sacrifice, Eid-ul-Azha Bakrid, will be celebrated in different parts of the country today. In most of the places, there will be no mass congregations in Eidgahs and mosques in view of the pandemic. Several religious leaders and scholars have appealed to the people to celebrate the festival in accordance with the guidelines issued by the government. Elaborate arrangements have been made for the celebration of Eid-ul-Azha in Uttar Pradesh. More details from our correspondent.
State government has banned the sacrifice of cows, camels and other restricted animals on the occasion of Bakrid. Apart from that, gathering of more than 50 people at a place has also been prohibited. There is also a ban on sacrifice of animals at public places. Governor of the state, Anandiben Patel, and Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath have congratulated people of the state on the occasion of Eid-ul-Adha. In the wake of the COVID situation, religious leaders and clerics have appealed to the people of the state to remain indoors and offer the namaz at home. In many districts, police and administrative officials have conducted meetings with religious leaders and peace committees for the following of COVID protocol during the festival. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
President Ramnath Kovind and Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu have greeted the people on the occasion of Eid-ul-Azha. In a message, Mr. Kovind said, Eid-ul-Azha is a festival to express gratitude to the spirit of love, selflessness and sacrifice, and to work together for unity and fraternity in an inclusive society. In his message, the Vice President said, the festival of sacrifice, Eid-ul-Azha, exemplifies ultimate devotion to God. Mr. Naidu said, festivals are occasions for families and communities to come together and celebrate. Vice President appealed to everyone to celebrate Eid by taking utmost precautions and adhering to COVID safety norms. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has extended his best wishes on Eid-ul-Azha as well. In his message, he hoped that this day furthers the spirit of collective empathy, harmony and inclusivity in the service of greater good.
The India Meteorological Department, IMD, has issued a red alert for 5 Maharashtra districts, including Raigad and Pune, forecasting extremely heavy rainfall at isolated places for the next 2 days. It also issued an orange alert for Mumbai for the next 3 days, indicating possibility of heavy to very heavy rainfall. The IMD's Mumbai Centre forecast a very likely probability of extremely heavy rainfall at isolated places in 5 districts, Pune, Raigad, Ratnagiri, Kolhapur and Satara. The red alert in these districts was issued for today and tomorrow. More details from our Mumbai correspondent.
Mumbai and suburbs as well as Pune, Raigad, Ratnagiri, Kolhapur and Satara districts in Maharashtra are expected to receive very heavy rainfall today as the IMD's Mumbai Center forecast a very likely probability of extremely heavy rainfall at isolated places in these 5 districts. The red alert in these districts was issued for today and tomorrow. Tansa Dam, which supplies water to Mumbai, has reached the level of 125 meters, just below 3 meters of its overflow mark of 128.63 meters. Due to this, BMC has written to the administrations of Thane and Palghar districts to take necessary precautionary actions, including the evacuation of the people residing near Tansa River and Tansa Dam in these districts. It said that Marathwada and Vidarbha regions of the state are likely to receive light to moderate showers till Friday. Shailesh Patil, AIR News, Mumbai.
Talking to AIR News, IMD scientist R.K. Jenamani said,
IMD has issued red color warning for Konkan area, particularly Satara, Kolhapur, Pune and Mumbai suburban district. About the Mumbai city, the rainfall has reduced. However, for the South Konkan, particularly Goa area and North Konkan, heavy rainfall likely to continue. And for next 3 to 4 days, we have given the orange alert also. And a low pressure area likely to form by tomorrow. So under its influence, rainfall will increase over Maharashtra coast. So that is Mumbai mainly.
With 2 days to go for the Tokyo Olympics, today AIR covers Indian teenager 10-meter air rifle shooter Divyansh Singh Panwar, who is eager to make a mark at Tokyo.
Born on October 19, 2002 in Jaipur, Rajasthan, Divyansh Singh Panwar is yet another name in the long list of Indian teenagers who took the shooting world by storm in 2018-19. Divyansh in 2019 piped others such as Ravi Kumar, Arjun Babuta and Hriday Hazarika to a place in the senior Indian squad after consistent performances in selection trials and junior events. Like many other Indian youngsters, Divyansh first made a mark at the Junior ISSF World Cup at Zuhul 2018 when he won the 10-meter air rifle mixed team gold alongside Elavanil Valarivan. He also won bronze at the 2018 Junior World Championships with Shreya Agarwal. Divyansh created history as a 17-year-old when he won gold at the prestigious ISSF World Cup Finals 2019 in Putian, China. This performance elevated him to world number 1 in men's 10-meter air rifle and made him one of the contenders for a Tokyo 2020 medal. Nobhanita Adhikari, Sports Desk, AIR News.
Listeners from across the country are participating in the Olympic quiz with AIR News. Listeners have emailed us their replies in huge numbers. Bipradeep Bandopadhyay of Durgapur in West Bengal was the first to send the correct answer of the question of 19th July. Many congratulations to him from the entire team of AIR News. Speaking to AIR News, Bipradeep Bandopadhyay expressed his happiness on winning the Olympic quiz and wished the Indian Olympic contingent the best for Tokyo Olympics.
ऑल इंडिया रेडियो का स्पोर्ट्स कैप क्विज प्रोग्राम में विजेता बनने में मैं बहुत खुश हूँ। मैं चाहता हूँ, ये आशा भी करता हूँ, इंडिया टीम इस बार मैक्सिमम मेडल जीत के आए। इस बार हमारे गवर्नमेंट और प्राइम मिनिस्टर जी खुद इतने अच्छी तरह से पूरा इंडिया टीम को मोटिवेट किया, तो ये तो श्योर है कि इस बार मैक्सिमम मेडल जीत के ये लोग आएंगे।
To participate in the Olympic quiz, tune in to our program Sports Scan at 7:20 p.m. every day.
In the run-up to the Tokyo Olympics, the News Services Division of All India Radio in its Sports Scan program is broadcasting every day Olympics quiz with AIR News. Olympics quiz Akashvani Samachar ke saath in Hindi. Every day, a question related to Olympics will be asked at the beginning and closing of the program. To participate in this program, listeners can send the replies by email on airsportscan@gmail.com. The first correct answer received through email will be adjudged the winner of the quiz. The name of the winner will be announced in SportsScan program the next day. It will also be flashed on AIR Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. The Sports Authority of India will provide India team jersey to the winner. So tune in to the SportsScan program every day at 7:20 p.m. on FM Gold and on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official.
In cricket, India beat Sri Lanka by 3 wickets in a nail-biting second one-day international ODI to take a 2-0 lead in the 3-match series at the R. Premadasa Stadium in Colombo last night. Deepak Chahar was brilliant with both bat and ball. He hit unbeaten 69 and 82 balls to help the visitors gun down a 276-run target. Deepak and Bhuvneshwar Kumar came up with an unbeaten 84-run stand for the 8th wicket as India recovered from 193 for 7 to pull off a stunning win. Deepak Chahar was declared player of the match. Early after winning the toss, Sri Lanka posted a competitive total of 275 runs. With the ball, Yuzvendra Chahal and Bhuvneshwar Kumar picked up 3 wickets while Deepak Chahar took 2 wickets. Both teams will now meet on Friday for the 3rd and final ODI at the same venue.
And now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. It recorded 25 degrees Celsius as the minimum temperature, while the maximum will be around 34 degrees. Mumbai is predicted to have a generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. Minimum and maximum temperatures are expected to hover between 24 and 29 degrees Celsius. Chennai, the temperatures will vary between 25 and 35 degrees Celsius. Kolkata, the minimum temperature was 27 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 31 degrees. Srinagar, the minimum temperature was 18 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 29 degrees. In Jammu, the maximum temperature will be around 30 degrees, while it recorded 23 degrees Celsius as minimum. Leh, the minimum temperature was 12 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 24 degrees Celsius. Gilgit, the maximum temperature may rise up to 33 degrees Celsius. The lower limits were around 18 degrees. Muzaffarabad, the temperatures will hover between 22 and 32 degrees Celsius. Guwahati, the minimum temperature was around 28 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 36 degrees. Imphal is likely to have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature was recorded at 22 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 32 degrees. Shillong, the temperatures will move from a minimum of 19 degrees Celsius to a maximum of 28 degrees. Aizawl, the minimum temperature was 20 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 28 degrees. Kohima, the temperatures will rise from a minimum of 19 degrees Celsius to a maximum of 28 degrees.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Most newspapers today lead with findings of the 4th National Sero Survey. 2/3 of Indians have COVID antibodies, 40 crore still at risk, headlines the Indian Express. Experts see a ray of hope but do not rule out future waves. After days of slump, slight uptick in jabs in the capital, writes Hindustan Times. Another story that hogs the limelight today is the adjournment of the Lok Sabha yesterday. Pegasus spyware row rocks Parliament, writes The Hindu. In a major boost to indigenization, The Pioneer writes, global tender for 6 Desi submarines worth 50,000 crore rupees floated. Marking the 52nd anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing yesterday, Bezos blast into space for 10-minute joyride, headlines The Asian Age. And finally, owing to the transition from notebooks and pencils to laptops and smartphones, education is just a click away, writes The Pioneer.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for centre and states to work together as a team and rise above politics to combat COVID pandemic. Over 41 crore 52 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered in the country so far. More than 30 crore loans worth 15,97,000 crore rupees sanctioned under the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. CBDT extends last date for electronic filing of income tax forms 15CA and 15CB till 15th August. Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya Selection Test 2021 to be conducted on 11th of next month. IMD warns of heavy rain in Pune, Raigarh, Ratnagiri, Kolhapur and Satara districts of Maharashtra during next 3 days. Orange alert issued for Mumbai. Festival of Sacrifice, Eid-ul-Azha, being celebrated in different parts of the country today. And in cricket, India beat Sri Lanka by 3 wickets in second ODI to clinch the series in Colombo. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.